Welcome back to the final episode tonight. And tonight's episode is the longest episode of the day. Because we will be giving you I'll be ranking the characters from the Scream franchise. Most of the characters from the Scream franchise in a character tier list. Before we start putting them in the tiers are Scream's best. So this is for the best of the best characters in the Scream franchise. On the edge of great, these are the characters that are not anywhere near the Scream's best characters, but are on the edge of the top tier. Are on the edge of the Scream's best tier. Characters forgotten. This is for the characters that, in my opinion, don't get the respect that they deserve. Yeah.
See, it was all make believe. All I had to do was pull this wire. You try.
So I'm laughing at
It really does feel good to help other
what
people.
I'm seeing that I'm watching.
Very wise.
Fourth tier, not much to deal with. These are the characters that don't really put up much of a fight in the series, and they're not my favourite characters. And then, are you even a horror fan? This is for the worst of the worst. The worst of the worst, the worst of the crop of characters. And those are the tiers. So, first character up. First character is Sidney Prescott.
Did you forget to turn the sign around on the door again?
No. I admit business has been a little slow, but that is about to change. I figure if I make the bakery a little more New Orleans, it'll bring in the tourists. So, ta-da! Behold the brown pelican, Louisiana state bird. Practically squawks a big easy.
Okay, so we got the first character is Sidney, who obviously goes in Scream's best. She's the most iconic character in the franchise, and I don't think there's really any argument on why she's in the Scream's best category. She is the final girl by all means. Yeah, just generally a great character and deserving to be in the Scream's best. Next up, we have her best friend and compatriot, Gale Weathers.
That little girl is not reacting to my food. She's just weird.
And she is also, like Sidney, going to go in Scream's best. Pretty much for the same reasons as Sidney, you have to put Gale as up in the top 3 best characters of the series, because she is the best character, because she is definitely one of the best characters in the series, and there's no question that she goes alongside her compatriot Sidney in the Scream's best category. Next up, we have Dewey Riley, who I don't think any people will be arguing why I'm putting him in this tier. He also goes alongside Gale and Sidney in the Scream's best tier, and it's not hard. And like I said in my Why They Rule video, he's just these three, Sidney, Dewey, and Gale are just so good characters. They're the best 3 characters of the series. Most people, when they pick their best character of the series, they are not. Those are the 3. Sidney, Gale, and Dewey are the 3 names that usually pop up in the who's the best character of the series debate. In my personal opinion, I like Dewey the most, and out of the 3, I like Dewey the most. But just because I like Dewey the most doesn't mean Sidney and Gale have to be in the second lower, in a lower tier than compared to Dewey, because they're a single package, and you clearly, when Dewey dies, feel the loss You definitely, when Dewey dies in Scream 5, you definitely feel his loss.
That's my body giving me a message.
In Scream 6, you don't really feel the loss of Sydney that much, as they give a good reason on why Sydney, to cover for, you know, the fact that Neve Campbell didn't get what she wanted.
Miles? No. He ran away to join the circus.
But yeah, that another easy one. Gotta go in Scream's Best. Another easy one is Billy Loomis.
Hey, that was James! I should go say hi. Miles, no. We've been through this. James has the ability to see ghosts.
Yeah, he also likes woodworking, ninja movies. You work all the time.
Because he is also going to go
He doesn't know
in
you're a ghost.
Scream's Best. He's the most iconic character.
Yeah, you had a karate match in the living room and I got kicked in the head.
Best day ever.
Miles, if the people at school found out I live with ghosts, I'd be labeled a class weirdo.
Fine.
Thank you. See you later.
This is ridiculous. I deserve better than a stupid mop.
Do you, sir? Do you?
Now, what's going on? Wait. Sorry, my tablet is... Wait, what's going on? Oh, what's going... What's going on? What's going...
That was boring, so we made a rap video instead. Oh, that's typical.
We're going to delay this video for... Not pause it. We're going to delay this a little bit.
Mom says no, you got school today. You get on the bus, you look so received. The only ones next to you are stinky feet. This happens all the time. Looking at
Sorry, I'm just sorting out a problem with my tablet. With the Word... not with my tablet, with the Word document that I've been using. That I have the tier list that I'm doing on.
Frankie, thank you for including me.
Louis possessed me and did all the rapping. But sweet moves were all mine.
We posted it online an hour ago. It already had 100,000 hits.
Oh, you guys have gone viral.
There you go. So, okay, good. It kept the thing. Okay, so that was... Okay, we're back. I've sorted out the problem with my tablet. Billy, the iconic killer of the first film alongside Stu, easy pick for me, has to go in the Scream's Best category. Speaking of Stu, also goes in the Scream's Best category.
It was fun performing together.
And we do owe it to our loyal fans
So, yeah.
for taking this journey with us.
Great. And if you two need an opening act.
Speaking of Stu, he also goes...
My apple strudel is a most death.
Oh my god. Oh my god, this
Awesome.
tight.
Totally. But we should probably start working on the float soon. Sophie, we got the paint open. Let's face this.
Oh my...
Want a drink?
Copy.
Sounds good.
Cut.
Taylor, look who I ran into.
A chair?
No. Miles.
He likes to name like the furniture, which reminds me, bye. Well, what about the lemonade? Let it go, Sophie. There's a water fountain at the gas station.
Check out these cool animals we've been able to pet. Moo.
James, could you excuse us? Miles, you promised you'd stay away from James. Relax. We're hanging out all day.
Wait 1 second, I'm sorting out my sock. Okay. I am not having the best part with this.
No way. Have you seen this whittling?
No, I'm just gonna go through the characters and give you my honest opinion. Or we could just do this, actually.
James, guess what? In 2 weeks, Silent Ninja 5 is coming to a theater near us. You in?
2 weeks?
Yeah. Is there a problem?
The thing is, I might not be here in 2 weeks. My family's moving out of the country. To New Mexico.
Okay, don't worry, we sorted out the problem.
Why did you say something earlier?
I was focused on my skinny cow.
Like I said, speaking of Stu, he also goes in the Screen's Best.
So you know how my parents own a bowling alley? Well, the thing is, it's haunted by ghosts.
Oh, James. Don't be silly. There's no such thing as ghosts.
I'm telling you, I've seen some freaky stuff. My parents say it's hurting our business. You know what the worst thing is? Having everyone at school tease you and call you the class weirdo.
That's terrible. See what happens.
This isn't fair.
No,
You shouldn't have to move.
absolutely not.
I want to meet this ghost. I'm going to your bowling alley.
Come again?
You sure? Ghosts can be pretty scary.
Not all of them. Some are snapping dressers and really good listeners.
What? Off we go!
Yeah, Stu definitely goes in Scream's Best. Again, these Scream 1 characters are going to have to go in Scream's Best because they were the characters that started off the series, so they have to go in Scream's Best, in my opinion. One that won't go in Scream's Best is Casey Becker, and this is not because of any. And the only reason why she's not going to go in, and the only reason why she's not going to go, and the only reason why Casey's not going to go in, the character's best is she's not in the series as long as Sydney, Gail, Dewey, Billy, or Stu, so she has to go on the edge of great. But what can't go on to the character's gone because she's a character that everyone knows. When everyone thinks of Scream, she's one of the first characters that comes to their minds.
Ready for
Tatum, yes, she.
covered the town and
Tatum also.
about half a bus bench had. Take your marketing degree.
Tatum also goes alongside her fellow Scream 1 characters, Bob Casey Becker, in the Scream's Best category.
This talentless goofball. Could a talentless goofball do this? Whatever you just did, I know you messed it up. No, I didn't. I meant to do this.
But yeah, Tatum not in the series as long as some of the other people in Scream's Best, like obviously I'm talking about Sydney, Gail, and Dewey.
Cost those shoe rentals.
So yeah.
Just try to learn the move, people.
Oh man, look at that!
Whoa.
I told you guys!
Let's get out of here.
Miles, you sure you want to talk to this guy? He's obviously not friendly.
I have to do this for James. Yo, Sleepy Hollow. You and I have a problem. Dad?
Right?
Hey! You guys see me roll that strike? I'm on fire tonight!
But yeah, Tatum Riley obviously killed in Scream 1, but still she had enough time, in my personal opinion, given she's like to get into Scream's Best.
Hey!
I'm a penalty box until I see an attitude adjustments.
Next up is everyone's favourite Scream goofball, Randy Meeks, who, just like most of his original Scream counterparts, characters, goes in characters Scream's Best.
Sitting down and moving away.
I guess I can hunt somewhere else.
Alright, so Ray doesn't haunt the alley, Miles never sees James again, and everyone's happy. Who's up for rodeo?
Not so fast. For James's parents to stop the move, they have to know for sure the place is ghost free. Well,
So yeah, Randy goes in Scream's Best. Again, with some of these characters like Randy, like Gail, like Dewey, like Sydney, I didn't have to come up with really much reasons to put them in the Scream's Best category. They just are some of the best characters in the Scream franchise.
Your life is perfectly normal.
I agree. Now, how about that rodeo?
Next up, we have Gail's cameraman in the first film, Kenny. Now, Kenny. He has the same name as South Park's Kenny, as the famous South Park actor in the orange coat, which is funny.
MC Fooey, so sit back, relax, maybe.
Character forgotten, not talked about much. He's a character forgotten. He is the definition of a character forgotten. A character that people have completely forgot existed in the Scream franchise. But not, are you even a horror fan? Because I actually like his character. And not much to deal with, given that it's something to his character that makes him appealing.
We were discussing that.
The sheriff from the first film.
What must go on?
Why would I ever
the sheriff from the first film. I forgot what his name was, but he is gonna go in. Not much to deal with. All we know is he's a cop, and that's all we know about him. So that's why he goes in. Not much to deal with.
Between you and me, it's pretty obvious that you're the one people came to see.
Next up is a personal favourite of mine,
She said she just wants to perform with you tonight
Cotton Weary.
and never talk about it again. She stressed the never talking about it part. It's very important.
So
Then I'm have to
Cotton Weary. Cotton Weary. I'm thinking I might split this into 2 parts. Given it, if I don't split into 2 parts, it'll get too longer. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the Scream 1, 2, and 3 characters, and then the Scream 4, 5, and 6 characters. So like I said, this video we're gonna split this tier list into 2 parts. Part 1, where we rank Scream 1, 2, and 3 where we put Scream 1, 2, and 3 characters in the tier list, and the 2-parter and the second part where we put Scream 3 cats 4, 5, where we put Scream 4, 5, and 6 characters in the tier list. So next up in this video, in this first part, is
I've never seen him with his head on before. He's hideous. Look at that gruesome goatee.
Cotton Weary, and like I said, a personal favourite of mine.
Let's remember to be careful about what we say in front of the ghost.
And had he been a bigger character, he would have gone in Scream's Best, because I do like him as a character. But unfortunately, he doesn't get to do too much, so he goes on the edge of great. But to be on the same tier as Casey Becker, the most iconic opening scene kill in all of horror, then at least you're doing something right. Steve Orff. Now this is Casey's boyfriend, and the first kill of the Scream franchise. Now with him, not in Scream's Best, not as good as the characters in Scream's Best.
You did it. Thanks, you guys. I have to tell my parents. Now that the ghost is gone, we can stay in New Orleans.
How cool was that?
The energy ball. Nice touch, right?
Yeah. I gotta say, as phony Ghostbusters were not bad.
Nice work, Dad. James doesn't suspect a thing.
I think he does now.
That was all a trick?
James, wait.
I can't believe you, Miles. I thought you were my friend. And then you get your dad to pretend to be a ghost for some practical joke? We whittled together, man. You know what? I'm glad we're moving. With friends like you, why would I want to stay?
Okay, so there's a pause to watch what I'm watching right now. I'm sorry, I gave a description why I'm watching what I'm watching. Why I've got something in the background. Go to the first video I filmed, the first video that was released a couple of hours ago, and check the description of the video, and you'll find, and check the description of the video to find out why what's the sound in the background.
I've got a special surprise, a new song I wrote called Rolling in the
I told you I wasn't doing that lame song.
But you admitted I was the star. Let me shine, please.
I never admit that, you talentless wannabe.
What did I say about no talking? All in! Bus bench!
So he will go. Is it Steve Orff that we're? Yes, Steve Orff. He'll go in Cats Forgotten, because I do believe people forget that he was the opening kill in the Scream franchise, and that's why I'm going to put him in Scream Cats Forgotten, because he has been forgotten. I feel like he's been forgotten by most people as the first person killed in the franchise. Everyone, when they think of the opening scene, think of Casey's death, whereas think of Casey's death.
My name is Frankie and I'm pooping my pants. Now everybody do the Frankie doo-doo dance.
Everybody now! Everybody do the Frankie Doo-Doo dance!
Here comes the pain. Louie, long
Okay, where were we? Yeah. So yeah, Steve. Again, like I said, when people think the opening scene, they think of Casey Becker, but people forget that Steve was the first person to be killed. People forget Steve Orff was the first character to be killed off in the Scream franchise, not Casey. So he's gonna go in Characters Forgotten.
I wish I could explain, but I can't.
We're really sorry.
Save it, Taylor. You don't get it. You make friends easily. I don't. My whole life, people have thought I was weird, and maybe I am. I thought Miles was different. See you later.
James, wait. There's something you need to know.
I have a secret here.
The truth is, I have 12 toes.
Thanks for sharing.
No, wait. What I meant to say was, I live with gophers.
No, just say the.
I live with ghosts.
What did you say?
Nothing. She didn't say anything. She
Miles is a ghost.
You didn't see me walk through that wall. You thought you did, but you didn't.
Him too.
James, you have a gift. Not everybody can see us. You're not weird. You're unique.
This is a lot to take in.
The point is, my dad will never haunt your alley again, so maybe you can stay, and also maybe try and be friends with the ghost.
Heck yeah, buddy. Yeah.
Here we go, Dad.
Sorry again. Sorry. I'm distracted. I'm distracted.
Ghosts.
I'm distracted. Pause. Okay, I paused what I'm watching. I'm distracted. Let's get on with this. Neil Prescott, Sydney's dad. Sydney's dad. Not much to deal with. Not in the film. Not in the film a lot. Decent character, but not in the film a lot. So not much to deal with. Who's up next? Henry Winkler's character, Principal Himbley. On the Edge of Great. Just a good character, but missing. There's a part missing in his character that keeps him off the top. That puts him in On the Edge of Great. Shit. We have Scream 2's. What's her name? What's her name? We have C.C. Cooper, played by the wonderful star of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Sarah Michelle Gellar, and a two-time Daphne. She's gonna go in Characters Forgotten. I think people forget about this character in Scream 2. She's not in Scream 2 a lot, but I feel like people forget about her character in Scream 2. Mrs. Loomis, Billy's mum, and the main antagonist alongside Mickey, who we'll get to later, of Scream 2. Now, I know in my killer ranking, I put her near the bottom, but she's going to go On the Edge of Great, and that's mainly because she's decent. I just rank her lower. And with this tier list, I'm not just looking at my personal opinions, but also what other people think, and other people do like Mrs. Loomis, that I'll put her On the Edge of Great, because given that other fans do like her. Hallie. Hallie On the Edge of Great. Again, a decent character. Not amazing, but a decent character. She's going to go in On the Edge of Great, because I feel like I like her. She, in an earlier draft of the Scream 2 script, she was supposed to be one of the killers alongside Derek, but they changed it to Mrs. Loomis and Mickey. Speaking of Derek, he's up next. Now, David. Not David. I literally said his name. Richard. What? Oh my god, not David, not Richard. David. Oh my god, David Richard. Derek. There you go. Derek. Despite the fact that he was underused, I'm actually going to put him alongside Hallie, Casey Becker, Cotton Weary, Principal Himbury, and Laurie Metcalf's Nancy Loomis in On the Edge of Great. Despite the fact Scream fans' consensus about the character is that they don't like him. Some Scream fans don't like Derek, but I'll put him in On the Edge of Great because I don't think he's deserving of any of the other tiers. Mickey, my favorite Ghostface killer, goes straight in characters. Goes straight in Scream's best because he is the best character. He's my favorite Ghostface, so he goes in Scream's best. So yeah, that's him. Next up. Next up is our first was the first of our two opening scene victims. We have Maureen Evans, played by Jada Pinkett Smith, who obviously is married to Will Smith. Actually, no. Wait 1 second. I'll be back. I need to sort something out. Sorry guys, but I'm back. I just had to sort something out with my eyes. When you're looking at a screen all day, your eye, and you wear glasses, your eyes you can't help but at some point start to rub your eyes, and that's why I've just been sorting out, trying to stop the rubbing. So yeah, I'm back. I've stopped the rubbing, and we're just going to continue on with this characters, trying to get all the characters up until Scream 4 done. Now, Maureen Evans. Maureen Evans, she has the opening kill, so on the edge of... So she has to be high, and she's not Characters Forgotten because her death... the Scream 2 opening scene is remembered, so I'm going to put her in. So I'm going to put her in on the edge of great. And she'll go next to Eric, and he'll go next to Derek. Okay, next up, Joel. Like I said, this guy's an underrated character, and that's because, and as he's underrated and has been forgotten by most fans, he's the easy definition of a character forgotten, and that's why he goes in the character forgotten tier, because he is literally a character forgotten. So yeah, that's Joel done. He's in Characters Forgotten. Next up is Maureen's boyfriend. I forgot his name, but he's okay. Not as memorable as his sister as his girlfriend, so I'm going to put him in Not Much to Deal With. I forgot his name. I completely forgot his name, but he goes in Not Much to Deal With just because I don't really know if there's too much to his character. Next up is the character in Scream 2 played by Rebecca Gayheart, who would obviously star in Urban Legend a year later in 1998, as Scream came out in 1997. Her and her fellow sorority sister, played by Portia de Rossi, are both going to go in Not Much to Deal With. There's not much to those two, Rebecca Gayheart's character and Portia de Rossi's character in this film. They're just in one scene and that's it. They're just in a couple of scenes and that's it. So yeah, they go in Not Much to Deal With. Next up is the Scream 3 characters. The first Scream 3 character we're going to go through is Dr. Warren Kincaid. Warren Kincaid. This is Dr. Warren Kincaid. No, is Kincaid from Martin Kincaid, who ends up marrying Sydney. He's gonna go in On the Edge of Great. I know Scream 3 is a mess, but I do really like him. So yeah, characters On the Edge of Great. And I feel like if I've got Derek in there, then I've got to put who I think is not as good as who I think is worse than Kincaid, Mark Kincaid. Because of that, as I think Mark Kincaid is better than Derek, I'm gonna put him in On the Edge of Great. I could drop Derek down, but he's in Scream 2 for too long. Next up, oh my god, this is the guy. This is an obvious answer. Yes, he's grown on me, but yes, he's grown on me as a killer. Yes, he's grown on me as a killer. But Roman Bridger, are you a fan of horror films? Just a dreadful character. And another character that just doesn't work. You cast an actor as good as Lance Hendrickson to play this interesting character, and you just don't do much with him throughout the film. So, unfortunately, John Milton, the producer of Stab's producer, the producer of the film that Roman Bridger's directing, goes in, are you a fan of horror films? Wow, we're going that. And the trend of characters from Scream 3, are you even a fan of horror? Are you even a fan of horror movies? Continues, because Tom Prince, who was involved in that ridiculous house explosion that I told you about when I talked about them in my worst characters and why they suck. And Sarah Darling as well goes straight into Are You Even a Fan of Horror Films? These 4 Scream 3 characters are just bad. Rowan Bridger is one of the worst Ghostface killers. Yes, he's gone on me, but still one of the worst Ghostface killers. John Milton wasn't used enough. Tom Prince made one of the stupidest decisions ever. And Sarah Darling was just a pointless character. So that Scream 3, you're not doing well with your characters, with most of your characters. You had Warren Kincaid, you had Mark Kincaid a bit higher up, but Scream 3, you are bitterly disappointing with these characters. Luckily, we have a character that gives Scream 3 a small bit of boost. Angelina isn't perfect, isn't really great, but she's does enough in the film to not be in Are You Even a Fan of Horror Movies? Parker Posey's character, Jennifer Jolie, who's the in-film actor who plays Gail Weathers. To be honest, like I said, she's the best part of Scream. She's the best part of Scream 3. And maybe if Parker Posey was kept alive in Scream 3, maybe she could have played a big part in one of the future Scream films. But she goes in Scream's best because what we get with her is great. Tyson, we're going to put alongside Angelina in. Not much to do with. At least Tyson's memorable compared to Rowan Bridger, John Milton, Tom Prince, and Sarah Darling. And we only got 3 more characters to rank in this first part. In the first part of our Scream character tier list. And first up is Cotton Weary's wife, Christine. Now, I think it's unfair on Christine to have her in Are You Even a Fan of Horror Movies? So I think there's only one option, and that's not much to deal with. Because she doesn't do much in the game. She doesn't do much in the film. All she's there for is to add to the body count. So, not much to deal with. And final 2 characters the penultimate character that we're going to be ranking into today's video, the first part of this character tier list, is Patrick Warburton's character. Jennifer Jolie's bodyguard. And he is going to go in On the Edge of Great. I liked what they did. He was killed off, obviously. Patrick Warburton's character in Scream 3 was obviously killed off, no surprise there. But what we got with him, I quite liked. So we'll put him in alongside Warren Kincaid alongside Warren alongside Mark Kincaid in On the Edge of Great. And finally, the final Scream character that we're going to be ranking today in this first part is Heather Matarazzo's character, Randy Meeks' sister, Martha Meeks, who was in Scream 4, who was introduced in Scream 3, as Randy who was brought in Scream 3 after Randy was killed in Scream 2, and, had a video, showed Sidney, Gale, and Dewey a videotape with, the typical horror rules provided by Randy that he filmed before he died. And then she came back in a small role, in a one-scene role in Scream 5. And to be honest, what we got with her small appearance in Scream 3 and her lovely and surprising appearance in the 5th film puts her in Scream's best. And she's also the sister of Randy, so she must have had a lot of crazy things must have happened in her life, given, she's the sister of Randy. So she goes, despite her lack of screen time, in Scream's best. So that's it for this. So this is the first part of our Scream character tier rank, our Scream character tier list ranking. This is the first part of our Scream 5 character tier list. For part 2, we will be going through the Scream 4 characters, the Scream 5 characters and the new characters from Scream 6. But hopefully you've enjoyed this first part and tune into the second part. But until then, subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell to catch up with all my next videos. But until then, until the second part, I'm out. Peace. Bye.